Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews, movie reviews from a regular dude, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions. Most of what I've been doing lately is I've been reacting to videos here on YouTube. I found a pretty cool one, I think. It's from a channel called Bizarre Bub. And this one is called 6 Scariest Predictions About the World by Children. So let's check this out.
One of the most interesting yet strange things out there is the ability to foresee events far from now. That is, the ability to see the future. But what's even more fascinating are kids who supposedly have visions of the future. Some of the things they envision are very engrossing, while other visions aren't just interesting, but pretty creepy. That said, here are 6 chilling predictions that kids gave about the future. Lexi's dream. Although her age isn't specified, Lexi's prediction of what is soon to come is very spooky. The video starts off with Lexi being interviewed by her parents, who are asking her questions about the dream she had the night before. According to the parents, Lexi woke up very excited one morning to share the dream she had. And as she talks about what she saw, Lexi mentions some pretty eerie things. Lexi starts off by talking about her family, including herself, who in her dream were being sent to heaven. But before being sent, Lexi states this chilling observation.
And what was happening outside before?
I saw a lot of things collapsing, and I saw a lot of dust in the air, and saw some floods, and I heard a lot of screaming.
Screaming because of people were being hurt by like natural disasters, or was there something else? Do you know what people were screaming about?
No, because we had our we didn't really look outside. The blinds were closed and stuff.
Oh, okay. So, did you get to see what was happening, or you just heard what was happening?
We heard what was happening.
And as she continues, Lexi mentions a so-called new world being created.
Were we staying in heaven, or were they bringing us back to Earth, or do you remember?
They bring us back to Earth once, like, the collapse was done, and there was a new world.
Oh, there was a new world?
Yeah.
Oh, like a new Earth, or a new...
Basically, yeah, new Earth.
Wow. What do you remember about that?
There was some different animals. There was some different objects. It kind of reminded me of a heaven a little bit.
So it's kind of like an Earth that looked like heaven a little bit?
Yeah.
Wow.
As stated by her parents, Lexi does know a bit about God and heaven, but was never told about the rapture or the end of days. This, of course, has left Lexi's parents feeling a bit unsettled. Doubtless, Lexi's prediction, whether it's real or not, has creeped out those who've come across this video.
That is pretty creepy. Do you think it's just a little girl's overactive imagination, or do you think there's something behind it? Like they said, she never knew about the rapture or anything like that. If it's real, that's pretty scary to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Last days on Earth. What makes most visions pretty creepy are the morbid things that are seen within them. Take this 8-year-old kid who claims to have had an out-of-body experience in which allowed him to not only see his physical body, but visions of a chilling future. Soon after this trance wore off, he told his mom what just happened, and the things that he saw while being half-conscious.
I was sitting on the couch, okay? I just stopped playing my DS, okay? A few minutes later, I feel something, like I'm getting picked up, like held. I mean, like, see, going through. I got basically. I mean, I was with these things going through my visions. It was like visions basically going through my head. There was sounds there as well. I was imagining warfare, like stuff firing down at the earth, stuff happening at the earth. I mean, there's like big army. I mean, like there was no houses in this. There was just army. I I mean, World War II was nothing compared to this. There was just cannons firing down. I mean, it was like almost all of the world was just war.
Now, what he says here isn't as morbid as what he says afterwards.
After a battle, there was dead people on the ground. I mean, it was like a big river. It's weird. Of just dead. Guys.
Well,
they're bleeding. I mean, there's blood just.
For a kid this young, it's really fascinating to see him describe certain things in vivid detail. And what's surprising about this is the fact that most of the graphic imagery he describes are things he's never seen before. According to his mom, she's never let him watch any horror movies or anything graphic in general. So, as you can imagine, she was pretty stunned to hear him speak of things he's never seen. So, could this actually be a vision of the future? Or is this all made up by a kid with an overactive imagination? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think.
I tend to believe the little girl more than him, because well, they did say that, you know, she never exposed him to any horror movies or anything like that, but when I was a little kid, I did a lot of things that my parents didn't know that I was doing, you know. I'm sure he's seen horror movies, and that sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. I don't know. It could be true, but I think with him, to me, it's more of just like an overactive imagination.
Rapture.
I don't think he's
While playing
lying.
late at night,
I just don't
Brian
think.
gets a scary
I think it was a
vision of
dream.
what is going to happen in the future. The video starts off with Brian, who claims that while praying, he went to heaven and met God. At first, Brian talks about what he saw while being there, and some of the things that God told him upon arriving. But as the video progresses, Brian mentions this haunting vision he received.
I saw like this one thing. America was under total destruction.
America was under total destruction?
Everywhere was under destruction. It's crazy. It's when I got the world view, I just saw barely light.
Barely what?
I saw barely light. No light at all.
No light? Where?
No electricity. No nothing.
In America?
All power was shut off or shut down.
Like with most videos, the kids in them have no idea what the rapture is. According to some sources, the rapture is an event in which those who believe in God are sent to heaven, while those who don't are left behind. Of course, this could all be fake, as someone could have told Brian to say these things. But proving this would be hard, considering that there's no evidence to prove this as a hoax. Doubtless, what Brian claims to have seen is...
Yeah, there's no evidence to prove it's a hoax or anything like that, but he seems a lot smarter than he really should be. It's almost like it's rehearsed. I don't know. It could be real. It could have really happened, but I just don't know.
Future brain. 5-year-old Karen has the ability to foresee events far from now. According to his parents, Karen's vocab is unlike anything they've ever taught him. Words such as vortex, whirlpool, and summoner are used by Karen to describe events that he predicts will soon happen. Here's a clip of Karen's prediction of what will happen in the future.
I have a future brain. My brain can tell the future. It's going to be burnt down and then explode, and we'll all be dead. Even our houses will be broken. They'll just be like to ashes, and they'll go on fire. Everything will go on fire, even us.
There's no doubt that Karen's precognition is very spooky. For a kid his age, it's pretty fascinating to see him talk about things that a much older psychic would say. But aside from seeing the future, Karen claims to see things in the present that we can't.
And do you want to hear something really weird? Did you know there's a spirit bagger?
A spirit bagger?
Yep.
Really?
They're hard to see. I saw one. I wasn't in Spiritwood, but I was on a hike on a mountain. My dad didn't see it or anyone. I just saw this one.
What does a spirit bagger do?
They're evil. They are.
he was always interested in these things. Always.
But this is just one of Karen's abilities, as he can also see the past.
At Canoeing Lake, well, my dad took me out there. I saw that ghost.
He does have an interest in art, but I didn't even know the story of Tom Thompson.
Wildlife painter.
Wildlife painter?
And he never came back alive after his fishing trip. He just got dumped on the lake. Actually, here's what happened. Went into a whirlpool, which turned into a vortex, whacked himself with a paddle, got tied on a fishing net right here. Then he fell on the land and hit a rock and fell on the land, and his head was bleeding bad, and he was never seen alive. He never came back alive.
Tom Thompson was a Canadian painter who mysteriously drowned while being on a fishing trip at Canoe Lake, Canada. If what he states is true, then this makes for a chilling episode on a show based on unsolved mysteries. Whether or not Karen's abilities are real, the stuff he says is really creepy.
Yeah, that's one of the most creepy ones I've seen so far, to me. How did he know about that painter from years and years ago? Unless his parents are lying and did mention it to him, but I don't know, that one's pretty believable to me. This is kind of creeping me out, to be honest.
What makes some premonitions interesting aren't the kids themselves who tell what they saw, but rather how they came about receiving those visions. Take Oliver, a 6-year-old Colombian boy who claims that his visions don't come in the form of images, but from a bright light that he is hit by every so often. It is upon being hit by this light that Oliver begins to predict things and draw them out. It is a medium he uses to describe the things he's being told by this light. Among all his premonitions, there is one that has made his mother feel uncomfortable after seeing that his prediction was in fact true. One day, Oliver predicts that there will be a massive flood in Colombia, resulting in many casualties. And, to his mother's surprise, a massive flood did occur in the following months of his prediction. In total, Oliver has had 29 out of 30 predictions come true.
That's a
Hopefully,
lot.
any visions that aren't positive don't come true.
Yeah.
The end. Who knows what will happen 20 or 60 years from now? With all that's going on, no one is sure if our future will be a good one. And adding to this are the chilling visions people are having about the fate of humanity. 9-year-old Savannah is one of those people. Savannah starts off by talking about the vision she believes was sent to her by God. At first, what she says isn't scary as she talks about God coming down to earth one day. But as she continues, Savannah states this creepy foreboding of what will happen before the rapture.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to get back on here and reveal to my 9-year-old daughter. She's 9 and she gets visions and dreams from the Lord.
There's going to be a huge earthquake before the rapture will happen, and millions will be killed. And I wonder, after the earthquake happens, the rapture will happen.
We can rely on scientific data to see whether or not our future will be a bleak one. But in the realm of pseudoscience, there have been cases that have proven premonitions to be almost as reliable. The ability to foresee events that no one else can, and watching them come into fruition, is astonishing. Hopefully, what Savannah envisioned doesn't come true.
Hopefully it doesn't come true, or if it does come true, I hope I'm gone. This is pretty depressing, actually. Hopefully if this does happen, it'll happen like 100 years from now. None of us will have to go through it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of that. I'm sorry if I brought you down with that one. That was a little bit, kind of bummed me out a little bit. But if you like this, let me know. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you have any requests of anything you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below. This channel was called Bizarre Bub. Bizarre Bub, so check that out. And I will see you next time. Maybe, if the rapture doesn't happen.